New video just in shows the massive amount of smoke caused by the Wallow Fire in eastern Arizona. That fire now blamed for destroying as many as 6 cabins in a mobile home. The fire is burning in the White Mountains near the town of Alpine. That's close to the border of New Mexico. Now we have live team coverage, and it's anchored by ABC15's Katie Ramel. She joins us live in Springerville. And Katie, this fire has really grown.
Yeah, it is really huge, and we'll get some even more specific numbers overnight when they're able to do an infrared flyover. But what we can show you right now is a huge plume of smoke said to go some 30,000 feet up into the sky, and it takes us all the way around where people have been evacuated in Alpine and in Nutrioso last night. Now, as we look at these pictures, I can tell you that this thing ran 12 miles overnight. If you imagine this fire like a car, the front bumper would be 4 miles wide, carving out areas into our precious Arizona desert. Now, more than 100,000 acres have been lost. There is no containment on the fire at this time, and we do have 900 fire personnel on this blaze already. And William Bishop joins me now, and you've been watching this fire behavior out here. It is an erratic one.
It is erratic. It's warm, it's dry, and it's windy. The winds today were 15 to 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 30, and it's really pushing this fire. You know, the fuels we've had, the terrain we've had, this has been really challenging for the team, and as you can see, it's continuing today.
Yeah, I know your crews are out there working long hours and staying committed to this. It's got to be difficult, though, when they're in the perfect storm, so to speak, with these dry fuels out there and high winds and trying to get this thing under control. Sometimes it's got to feel frustrating, but you say their spirits are up.
Their spirits are up. They're working real hard. They do care about these communities, and they really have good morale. One of the things that really helped is after the evacuation order was given last night in Alpine, a lot of folks took the time as they were leaving the community center from the meeting to say to us, hey, please tell the firefighters out there on the line, thank you. And we took that message back to the men and women that they wanted to say thank you to, and then those men and women went out and worked hard all night, and other than a single axle trailer and an outbuilding, they were able last night to save every building in Alpine.
It's impressive news, and we hope it continues. Thank you so much. I know you're very busy for taking the time to update us on this. Now, obviously, with all this smoke out here, it's causing for some huge breathing problems, not only for us here in Arizona, but it's stretching across the country. In fact, the smoke covering Colorado, they have just issued a health warning there for folks who have trouble breathing. And ABC15's Jennifer Parks has been on this angle of the story and has the very latest as she visited hospitals today. Jen, what did you find out there?
Well, really, Katie, this smoke that you can see over my shoulder as it pours off the Alpine Valley area, it's affecting folks as far away as Albuquerque. And here locally, a lot of folks reporting respiratory problems. In fact, they've had to head to the local hospitals. I want to show you some of that video right now. Folks experiencing respiratory problems, some of them going to Summit Healthcare, which is in Show Low, others staying right here in Springerville. And because the air quality is so bad in this area, the Springerville Hospital has actually moved all of its admitted patients, that is the folks who were just staying in the hospital, they've now been moved to other Arizona hospitals. They're still keeping their emergency room open right now, but I did talk to a Springerville mom earlier. She had to take her daughter in to get treated because her daughter has asthma, and she's really been suffering with all the smoke in the area.
Just having trouble breathing, and she needs her inhaler, so I got her inhaler. We got out of the house this morning and tried to come over where it's clearer air.
And this is what doctors are encouraging folks to wear outside. It's one of those protective caps. Again, that's going to help you, but their best advice, if you do suffer from respiratory problems up here in this area, they say you just need to stay indoors or move to another area where the smoke won't be affecting you so much. Katie?
All right, thanks, Jen. I know one of the choppers passing overhead right now as we get a shot of that for you. They've been trying to make these drops despite such high gusts of winds, and you can really see the blue sky to the other side of us, so quite a juxtaposition of the smoke on one side and the blue skies on the other side just as this moves through. Now, we were down at the evacuation center, which is in Pinetop Lakeside. We spent the morning over there, and we talked to not only a lot of volunteers but also people who work for Red Cross who have moved in to help. And I talked to one person over there who really has seen it all as far as disasters go. He tells us more about it.
This is a full-blown commercial kitchen. We've got convection ovens, 6-burner stove, a grill, refrigerators fore and aft.
I mean, how many people can you feed out of this?
We have fed 1,000 per meal. We call it SADIE, and that stands for Salvation Army Disaster Intervention.
So Sadie's tracked quite a few miles.
Yeah, she has. We had her down at Katrina at the Coliseum, and we were feeding people down there. We were doing, I think, 750 meals.
You've seen so many of the, I mean, you're like a historian of these disasters. You've seen so many. What one has moved you the most?
Wow, that's hard to say. Kanishpa was very, very important. Of course, Rodeo Chetiskyi, we had 4 kitchens deployed during Rodeo Chetiskyi, and that was, I remember people crying that had lost their homes, and I was on the recovery team after the fire, and to help people rebuild their homes and rebuild their lives. That was just so many of the citizens that were in the White Mountains that came together to help.
You get a lot of looks when you're driving this thing?
Yeah, they're going, where are they going?
Yeah.
You know, and I get that question. I'll be stopped at a light and people will say, where are you going? Well, okay, 2 blocks from here.
Yeah.
This
Your
one was
house,
a close
you
one,
know?
yeah. This one was a close one.
Important work that they do down there. They're ready for 2,000 evacuees should they show. Most are staying with family and friends, although when we were last there this morning, 12 people had already checked in to stay there, but they're ready for thousands. Christopher, we'll send it back to you for now, but I can also tell you that at 6 o'clock tonight, just within the hour, they'll be having a community meeting at Round Valley Middle School to get folks in this area updated who are seeing this huge plume of smoke just beyond the horizon, pretty close to their homes. So they want to get the very latest information and find out about any more evacuations, and we'll have that for you as well.
Yeah, scary for them, but so glad to see so many people are stepping up to help. Katie Ramel, thank you so much for your live report there. I know that we'll get back with you in a few moments.